Alright, hello everybody, my name's Tobias and welcome back to another live video here. Let's just give you a quick introduction to what I do while we wait for some more people to get on. I am kind of changing my life and business around a bit. So I am, long story short, a former musician turned graphic and media designer turned video editor turned musician and video course holder, and somebody that helps other creatives to rediscover their dreams and make them become a reality again. So kind of my own story, just helping other people. That's what I do. And today I just want to share a little different episodes from my life from this lovely location here. And as you can see, just before we get started, this is Norway. This is beautiful views, but it's August, so by now summer is almost over. It still looks sunny at the moment. It has been raining for the last couple of days and I started to wear like long arm sweaters again. Now it's sunny. That's perfect. I think it's one of the first times the sun came out today, actually. According to the weather, it's supposed to rain all day, but right now it's sunny and windy, so I hope the wind doesn't ruin this video. Alright, so let's get started. I want to talk about my story and how I'm kind of seem like I'm going in circles, and how I'm now again trying to change that and break out of those circles. So what do I mean with going in circles, in terms of you feeling like you have a creative career and it's not really taking off and life is hindering you? So that's usually who I talk to, whether you're a teenager like I was and I'm kind of trying to encourage you to make your own path and follow your own steps instead of listening to everybody else, or if you are like me, maybe you have lived and grown to a certain age and realized that those creative dreams and passions that you've always had and always pushed to the side, they really never leave you, and you really should be doing something with them instead of just listening to everybody and pushing it all off. So if you're in either of those two groups, this video is for you, and I hope you will find this video and all other future, video podcasts and whatever I'm doing, that you will find those things helpful. So just quickly go through the circles of how my creativity and my creative art musician career never really took off, and how I had to work with other things. So I remember I had like a quite strong encounter as a small, like maybe 7-8-year-old child. I remember something with 2 different concerts. I can go into that into more detail in some other episode or other video. But when I was very young, I remember that I was at 2 different concerts, and I just saw how everybody, people that I knew and also all the strangers that were there, especially one concert was in a church, and it was like this very conservative Christian vocal group, like 4 voices, 4 singers singing conservative music, but especially in the church I knew a lot of people, and they were all sitting and looking really serious, and then that vocal group had like 1 or 2 songs that had lots of energy, and they asked all of the people to stand up and sing along and clap along, and people actually did. And I remember as a 7-8-year-old child looking around and seeing all the faces of the people that I knew and all the others, and how they looked so much alive and different, and I was like, wow, I want to help people to come alive. I want to make people happy with music, travel around and do that. I knew that back then. But 7 or 8-year-old child, you don't know nothing. So of course you had to grow up. I had to grow up and learn, and convinced my parents to teach me or to let me learn how to play drums. I knew already back then I don't want to become a typical musician. I don't want to play guitar or piano, or actually my parents really tried hard to first make me learn the flute or recorder or whatever it's called in English, and then trumpet, and that didn't work out because I have 2 big lips to play trumpet. I didn't even know that. So I had to play like some bigger deeper instrument where you can have a bigger mouthpiece that would work with my big lips as a 8-year-old or 9-year-old. But finally, when I was 9, started to learn drums. I finally had to fight through different things, and then I thought life would be great. By age 11, that was one of the only things in terms of art that my parents really did for me. That was at age 11, they contact some other music teacher who was looking for different kids to start a kids band, and so I was the drummer. I was 11. All the other singers were either friends or people my age or younger even. Piano player was 9 years old when he started in that band, and we did that for some years, and I thought that was the best, and from now on it will just go upwards and upwards. Music career it is. Of course that didn't happen, and after some years that project ended again, and lots of conversations and arguments with family and almost everybody ensued for years to come about how to make a music career, because everybody was saying that's not possible. That's not you have to become an engineer like everybody in my family is. Even my aunt and all the females, or several females, work in atomic research, and my uncle worked as an engineer at Mercedes-Benz. My dad worked as an engineer. So no musicians in my family. I don't know where I have the creative music desire from. I don't know. But so teenage years, the more and the older I got, well, I tried to learn how to rap, tried to start to learn how to write songs and produce music, which back then was really bad and didn't work out, and I didn't have the finances to buy any equipment to really do that, but I tried. I had one friend who also was crazy enough to do it, but everybody else was like, oh, let's work with IT, let's work as an engineer, work as an electrician. My dad wanted me to become an electrician. Yeah. But hey, so only one friend really understood me. And so when I was 18, I was really like broken, and I didn't think I could do anything more with music. Then I remember, now I jump a bit forward, after I became about 20, 21, and I became more bold, and some great things happened, and I actually decided to move to Norway to work with this youth ministry Christian organization that worked a lot with having concerts all over Europe. And I was like, yes, finally somebody who is serious about music and making people happy. I want to join them. Turned out they only needed singers and dancers, and I was like rapping and writing songs and being a bit more wild. So a rock band or a hip-hop or metal or something would have been more fitting, but they didn't have any place like that, so they needed a graphic designer, which had been my hobby as a shy teenager before, and I kind of hoped to leave all of that behind me and suddenly focus mainly on music. But that ministry, who I thought was full of creative musician people, they needed a graphic designer. So for some years I worked with media and graphic design in Norway. That's how I came to Norway. Then finally, a year or two later, they started the ministry for youth in Oslo, and they asked me to join as a songwriter and rapper and youth worker, and starting to give workshops in like DJing and songwriting, and it never really took off. So we tried that for 2 years, and then the whole ministry folded, and everybody just chimes in with working for free or even paying to be there and donating time and money, and it doesn't take off. Then that ministry folded quickly again. And then I thought, well, I don't know, don't have any more money, so what to do? So I got a job like as a trainee in media in Germany, so I got paid to learn more about media and graphic design while using all my free time hanging with different artists and also making my own music, which at that time changed from hip-hop to like a crossover with hip-hop and electronic music. Quite wild and underground, and problem with wild and underground music is that it didn't take off either. So that was like I think in 2010 I released one EP on iTunes, which I thought was awesome at the time, and of course I didn't know what to do, and the little record label that had signed me didn't know either, so it never took off. I think I earned about 4 or 5 euros in 5 years in royalties from that album, so pretty no sales ever. And yeah, and so basically my life story continues always going around in circles of basically, well, always trying to do music and make people happy, and it never really turns into anything that gives me any money or something, and instead I work with media. So for the last couple of years I have been both working for myself and giving video courses to businesses here in Norway, which I love, and also worked as a TV and video editor, both freelance and in a TV production company here. So that's cool, that's all good, but it's not where my creative passion lies. So again, the whole idea is to, well, maybe use this new platform here on Facebook and YouTube and maybe a future podcast to help others to step into their dreams, creativity, whether that's painting, whether that's art, whether that's music. Maybe a totally different style than what I do. I've changed my styles a couple of times. But I want to encourage you to pursue your creative dreams, even if all other people call it just like a crazy hobby and nothing worthwhile. Don't listen to them. You are not somebody else. You have your own dreams and you need to live those dreams. So don't live other people's dreams. That's what I always keep telling myself. So I guess you too have different stories of going around in circles. Maybe you are in a similar situation, just with different creativity and maybe a different job. Maybe you work as an accountant and really would like to be a painter. I don't know. Leave a comment if you want to share your story with me, and if you are already ahead of me and all of us, if you are already living your creative dream and you have a similar story of overcoming the odds, I would like to hear from you. Maybe we can record an interview or something in the future. Or if this turns into a podcast, maybe I can do a longer interview with you and we can do a whole podcast episode or something. So those are my thoughts for now. Feel encouraged. And whether you have started your creative business or not, I would like to hear from you. So leave a comment or send me an email at hi@tobiasmichiel.com, which is my website where I have nothing on it yet. So this is really bare bones. Trying to make a new turn in my life again and encouraging others to do the same. Because I believe, especially online today, we can break through, reach more people than ever before. So bless you. Have a great, great day.